We spoke before about the generational curses, the inheritance of bad habits that we all inherit from our parents, from our family. In our blood, in our DNA, we carry the history of hundreds, maybe even thousands of people. So we spoke more about that before, but today I want to discuss the self-imposed curse. Is that curse that comes out of the mouth of the cursed person, he or she cursing themselves. You must know that words have power. Words are not by chance. They have a meaning, and they convey power, for good or evil. The Bible states, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat of its fruit. In your tongue, you convey power to give life and to kill. With words, if you say to a child, I don't know why you were born, you destroy that child, that son, that daughter, for the rest of their life. If you say to your wife, to your husband, I don't love you anymore, then you destroy that relationship, the marriage. So just as you can also restore it by saying, I forgive you, let's start over. What matters is from now on, I believe in both of us. I believe in your change. When you speak words of life, then you can convey life too. Well, let us speak about these self-imposed curses. We have an example of this in the Bible, there in the story of Job. Later you can check on chapter 3 of Job. I'm going to read a few verses that he speaks exactly about this. On the initial verses he says, after this, Job opened his mouth and cursed the day of his birth. And Job spoke and said, may the day perish on which I was born, and the night in which it was said, a male child is conceived. Why did I not die at birth? Why did I not perish when I came from the womb? In other words, Job only opened his mouth to speak nonsense. In that moment, he spoke nonsense. And our grandparents used to say, the wisdom of the elders. A closed mouth catches no flies. Do you remember the saying? The elders, they had a wisdom that was tested and approved. It's a fact that most times, if you don't have anything good to say, stay silent. Do you know? To keep your mouth shut? Because you might be thinking about something. Something else is when you speak that something. And something else is for you to write it down, that something. Are different things, different powers. So sometimes the best is to keep your mouth shut, that you may not catch flies. And he says, Job opened his mouth and only spoke nonsense. He cursed the day of his birth. Why did I born? Cursed is the day that a male child was conceived. Why didn't I die at my mom's womb? And he concludes the chapter saying like this. He reveals the story of his life when he says, for the thing I greatly feared has come upon me, and what I dreaded has happened to me. I am not at ease. Pay attention to this. This is not speaking about later, after he lost it all. He's talking about before losing everything, when his life was good, when his life was going well. He was never at ease. So within him, there was a fear on losing, something to happen against him. So he lived, but divided between faith and doubt. That's why he said, "Cursed the day of my birthday." So when all happened, he said, "I knew that this will happen one day." And there are people who live like this. If something good happens to them, they become suspicious and they say it's too good to be true. They already expect evil. They expect evil because in their head they were born to suffer, not to conquer or to be happy. In their head they have this. As Job had, "I was never at ease, nor am I quiet. I have no rest, for trouble comes." So the person is expecting evil, anticipating evil. And this is a type of curse, a self-imposed curse. You curse yourself. Look at this. I'm gonna mention some examples of self-imposed curses. Some I already mentioned. As Job said, "Cursed may the day I was born be." Many people don't even have the pleasure to celebrate their birthday. They don't have pleasure to celebrate their birthday because they say, "Why was I born?" Others, they say, "I was born to suffer." "Why I was born in this family?" They curse their life and the family all at once. They curse both. Another type of self-imposed curse is, "I'm dumb." Incredibly, I already heard this many times. "I'm dumb. I cannot learn. I'm not good at math. I'm not good at writing. I'm not good at speaking in public. I'm not good with this or that." Okay, you may not be good, but you don't need to say it. You don't need to open your mouth to say that. Do you need to wear a shirt stamped, "I am dumb"? You don't need to do that. Words have power. And when we speak, we prophesy. And when we prophesy, we live to fulfill the prophecy. So if I say I'm dumb, so I will live to fulfill this prophecy. I'm dumb. Any hardship I face, I'll remember I will not learn because I'm dumb. I won't be able to learn a thing. I won't do a course. I won't try to learn something new. I will always stay the same because I've already reached my limit. It's what I know. It's over. It's too hard for me. I've heard people giving up on learning a language. We had the opportunity to live in certain countries and to know people who immigrated to that country and they didn't learn the language, and years have passed, 10, 20 years living in the country and they've never learned the language. Do you know why? Because every time we'll tell them, "Listen, you don't speak English yet, you don't speak that certain language," the person will reply, "It's too hard. It's so hard for me. It does not enter my head." The moment you say it's too hard, it does not enter my head, the language is too hard to learn, of course, you will not learn. You're already determining that. There is power in your words. Then life is fulfilled according to the prophecy uttered. So it's hard for me, I'm dumb, I never learn. Others say my destiny is to suffer. The person looks at their past and they conclude, "It seems that I was born to suffer, so this is my destiny." They think that suffering is their portion for this life. Others, they say, the family gathered, father, mother, the siblings. In a moment, the topic comes of getting better in life, conquering something better, having a better life, acquiring a better life status, and then someone from the family says, "No, my son, our family is humble, poor. Our family is humble." In other words, don't aim high. That's the best we can have. Don't believe that you can be better than this. We are poor. We are poor, but we are humble. We are honorable. I don't know how poverty and humbleness were associated together. Some point in history, Poverty and humbleness became intertwined because they don't have a clear association, because there are poor people who are proud and rich who are humble. But someone put these two things together and they made it to become one. Other self-imposed curse is, I cannot do it, I'm ugly, this part of my body, my nose is horrible, my head is horrible, this or that. The person curses their own appearance. I've heard women saying, why wasn't I born as a man? Or men saying, why wasn't I born as a woman? The person becomes angry at their own nature. They curse their own nature. And in the love life, I have no luck with nobody. It seems I don't have luck in love. These are examples of self-imposed curses. I know that what I'm saying here, many who are listening to me and following me now and say,
my God, putting their hand on their head and they're saying, wow, I have been cursing my own life for so long.
It's true. But now you are learning the truth. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat of its fruit. And Job, at the end of his life, there on chapter 42, he says, therefore I have uttered what I did not understand, things too wonderful for me, which I did not know. Therefore I abhor myself and repent in dust and ashes. You can repent as he did. You can break these self-imposed curses, recognizing the madness you've committed, repenting, and seeking this wisdom from God, and to find this power of your tongue to bring power to yourself and others, and no longer bringing death. You can do that. Do you recognize now you have been uttering curses to yourself? If you do recognize, so leave your comments here. Talk to us, that we may help others that may have the same problem as you, and they will wake up through that, what you recognize that you were wrong.
Did you like this? Would you like to hear it again? Listen to it as many times as you need until this content becomes part of you. Don't forget to leave your like, comment and share. See you next time.